As each Champions League season rolls around, fans have grown accustomed to hearing names like Haaland, Mbappe, Bellingham, and Salah, icons of class and experience, fixtures of the game when the competition reaches its most intense stages. But this year, things are playing out differently. The usual stars aren't shining quite as bright, some sidelined by injury, others adapting to tactical shifts, and in many cases it's because new faces are stepping into the spotlight. And notably, these breakout stars are still incredibly young. Lamine Yamal, Kubasi, Jay, and Messi. All four are under the age of 20, yet they've emerged as key figures in their clubs' journeys across Europe. They're not just showcasing individual brilliance, they've become pivotal parts of their team's tactical setups. At an age when most players are still grinding it out in the academy or waiting patiently on the bench, these youngsters are right in the thick of the biggest matches on the continent. Among the standout young talents in this year's Champions League, Lamine Yamal has arguably been the most surprising and the most exciting to watch. Not only is he a regular in high-stakes matches, but he's performing like a seasoned star. Take the first leg of the quarterfinal against Dortmund, an instant highlight. Just minutes into the game, Yamal showed off his flair with a slick elastico, shaking off the defender, cutting inside, and ripping a left-footed shot. The ball sailed just wide, but the confidence and skill had the entire stadium buzzing. In the first half, Yamal had veteran defender Ramy Bensebaini on his heels and played a crucial role in Barcelona's third goal, with a perfectly timed through ball to Fermín López. It wasn't until the second half that Yamal found the net himself, calmly slotting in a left-footed finish to seal the win for Barcelona. That goal made him the second youngest player ever to score in a Champions League quarterfinal, behind only Bojan Krakic, who set the record in 2008. Earlier, he had already scored against Benfica in the round of 16, becoming the first player under 18 to score in multiple knockout rounds in a single season. With 20 Champions League appearances under his belt, Yamal also holds the record for the most games played in the competition by a player under 18, surpassing names like Warren Zaire-Emery, Jude Bellingham, and Paul Pogba. But it's not just his talent that's won fans over, it's his attitude. Late in the game against Dortmund, Yamal asked to be subbed off so teammate Ansu Fati, who's been going through a tough stretch in his career, could get some minutes. He was completely fine, he just wanted his teammate to get some time on the pitch, Coach Xavi revealed after the match. Operating from the right wing, Yamal isn't just hugging the sideline and whipping in crosses, he often drifts inside, links up with the midfield, or carves his way into the box himself. At times, he looks like more than a winger. He has the vision and control of a classic 10-10. His quick, fluid, and effective play gives Barcelona an extra spark every time they push forward. What Yamal is doing right now raises a legitimate question. Is age still a barrier in top-level football? A little bit of savvy, a bit of instinct, and a whole lot of youthful boldness. It all blends into this fresh, exciting version of Lamine Yamal that fans can't help but believe in. In stark contrast to Yamal's flashy, technical style, Kubasi represents the calm and composed center-back archetype. No frills, no flash, but in his position, poise and reading the game are everything. And that's exactly where he excels. The first leg of the quarterfinal against Dortmund was a memorable moment for him. In the 25th minute, Kubasi joined the attack and nearly netted his first Champions League goal with a close-range effort. But just seconds later, it was Rafinha's name that lit up the scoreboard, having gotten the final touch before the ball crossed the line. Whether it was truly necessary in that moment or not, the aftermath of the incident became a hot topic across Spanish media. Some outlets didn't hesitate to criticize Rafinha for stealing what could have been a special milestone for a young player on the cusp of a major moment in his career. Even Rafinha admitted he felt guilty about it. He revealed he had personally apologized to Kubasi in the locker room and considered it nothing more than an assist. Still, the silver lining was that the moment helped Kubasi etch his name into the record books as the youngest defender ever to register an assist in the Champions League at just 18 years and 77 days old, breaking a record that had stood for nearly 2 decades, previously held by Vincent Kompany. But it wasn't just about stats. Kubasi delivered a rock-solid performance throughout the match. Apart from a few slightly shaky touches, he was virtually mistake-free. His positioning, reading of the game, and ability to build out from the back were crucial in helping Barcelona control the tempo against a high-powered Dortmund attack. One key detail: Hansi Flick had long been searching for the right center-back, but Kubasi quickly won him over. Flick himself said he plays like he's already had 200 top-level matches, and it's no exaggeration to say that Kubasi has become a vital piece of Barcelona's backline during this demanding stretch. In Flick's system, Kubasi isn't just a traditional defender. He operates like a modern libero, stepping into midfield to support build-up play and dictate tempo. His calm demeanor, sharp awareness, and pinpoint passing have drawn comparisons to a young Gerard Piqué, and even to a new generation Bonucci. Barca fans who remember the intelligent, composed Piqué will see shades of that legacy in Kubasi, though he's clearly carving his own path. Meanwhile, over at PSG, in a system that's grown more structured under Luis Enrique, Duel has emerged as a breath of fresh air, creative, unpredictable, and full of flair. The 19-year-old Frenchman has steadily secured his place in the lineup, but it was the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final against Aston Villa that truly marked his coming-out party. With PSG trailing and the Parc des Princes subdued, Duel changed everything in an instant, with a picture-perfect long-range strike. Receiving the ball outside the box in what looked like a harmless situation, he let it fly with his right foot and rocketed the ball into the top corner, Emiliano Martinez frozen in place. A moment of pure, youthful brilliance. Bold, instinctive, and executed without hesitation. After the match, Duel admitted live on air that the shot wasn't planned. "I was going to pass, but the ball bounced awkwardly and the defender closed in fast, so I had to shoot even though the angle wasn't great. Luckily, it went in." That goal didn't just level the score, it was the spark PSG needed to turn the game around. French media hailed it as the catalyst that reignited the team's fighting spirit, but beyond his highlight reel moments, Duel impressed with his tactical flexibility. He's not a traditional No. 10, nor is he locked into a classic winger role. He roams freely, popping up in key areas all over the field, orchestrating attacks and always ready to unleash a shot from distance. His energetic, unshackled style wreaked havoc on a usually tight Aston Villa defense. After the match, Luis Enrique didn't hold back in his praise. He has everything it takes to become a star in Paris. And truly, as PSG slowly sheds the glitzy image of a Galactico ensemble and shifts toward a more balanced, collective identity, young talents like Duel are a big reason why fans are feeling more connected to the team. Another name making waves in this season's Champions League is Arsenal's Lewis Kelly. Initially deployed as a stopgap on the left flank due to injuries, Kelly has quickly proven he's far more than a temporary fix. In the clash with Real Madrid, even though he started at left back, he frequently drifted into the middle like a central midfielder, not only linking up play but also delivering the decisive assist. Stats showed that in that match, only Martin Odegaard played more passes into the final third than Kelly, but what really stuck with fans wasn't just the numbers, it was his personality on the pitch. He made headlines with a composed finish against Man City, taunted Haaland with a cheeky celebration, and recently got under Jude Bellingham's skin with a crafty challenge that sparked frustration. Perhaps that's why Jamie Carragher summed it up best. This kid's got the swagger of Rooney and the brain of Bellingham. At just 18, Lewis Kelly is the perfect example of a new generation of players, fearless, unafraid of physicality, and ready to explode when the moment comes. What ties Jamin Kubasi, Duel, and Lewis Kelly together is their remarkable composure under pressure. Despite all being under 20, they've stepped onto the Champions League stage this season with uncommon confidence. Unshaken by the weight of top-level competition, their performances are a clear sign that European football is witnessing the rise of a new generation, young, bold, and fearless. These young players aren't just technically gifted, they've also shown mental toughness well beyond their years. Faced with the pressure of tens of thousands in the stands, they've handled the ball with the calm and poise of seasoned veterans. It's that readiness, that mental steel, and that quiet confidence that have allowed them to shine in a tournament known for being brutal on newcomers. Beyond the breakout names, the Champions League still has plenty of young talent waiting for their moment in the remaining rounds. At Arsenal, Ethan Nwaneri stands out as one of the most promising names. Though just 18, he's already made over 30 first-team appearances this season and continues to earn Mikel Arteta's trust. In the 7-1 win over PSV, It was Nwaneri who found the back of the net after an assist from Lewis Kelly. With Arsenal holding an advantage over Real Madrid, there's every chance he could feature again in the second leg, especially if the game tilts early in Arsenal's favor. On the other side, Real Madrid's Endrick has also drawn plenty of attention. The young Brazilian star hasn't had many chances in the Champions League yet, but with Los Blancos trailing 0-3, Carlo Ancelotti may look to him. With his pace, technique, and sharp finishing, Endrick has the tools to make an impact, even if it's just in a fleeting moment. The common thread between Jermaine Kubasi, Duel, Lewis Kelly, and these rising prospects isn't just their age, it's the important roles they're already playing in massive games. They're no longer just promising talents, they're legitimate options in the starting 11. They're not out there just to gain experience, they're contributing. Some are even leading. The Champions League has always been a launch pad for young stars. Think Wayne Rooney, Lionel Messi, or Kylian Mbappe, who all burst onto the scene at 18 or 19. But this season, the sheer number of teenage players thriving across different positions and clubs feels like a clear trend. In today's game, players no longer need to wait until they're fully developed to make their mark. That's not to say experienced veterans are being pushed aside, but it does reflect a shift in how young players are viewed. Tactical preparation, professional academies, and seamless integration into the first team are giving this new generation the tools to step into elite football more ready than ever before. And as they continue to shine on Europe's biggest stage, fans can believe that the future of football isn't some distant vision, it's already here, vivid and full of promise.